And I asked her, why are you still here? And she told me something. She said, if I would have quit, then you would have not met me. And I would have not done the work of God I was supposed to do in your life. Hello everyone, welcome to the home by Yaya. Today we are talking about I don't live my life for myself. You don't live your life for yourself. When you are a child of God, you don't live your life for yourself. Let me take a story of a man in the Bible, Moses. You know Moses? In the book of Number 20, I think verse 12, God told Moses that he will not see the promised land. Why? Because Moses hit the rock 2 times. This was not what God asked him to do. And God was angry because he didn't have faith, and because of his title of leading the children of Israel. So God told him, because of this act you did, you will not enter the promised land. I will not focus on the story of the disobedience or the lack of faith of Moses, but I want to focus on the diligence of Moses to continue to do the work of God, to continue to lead the Israelites to the promised land, though he knew that he would not enter the promised land. So when you read all the book of Deuteronomy have 34 chapters, and all the book of Deuteronomy was written by Moses to teach all the commandments to the Israelites for them to apply them when they will enter in the promised land. He took all the time to make it, to explain to them, to give them all the commandments that God gave them, and how they have to walk, how they have to behave, how they have to serve God, for them to live long and enjoy the promised land. And he was doing all this knowing that himself he will not enter the promised land. So when I was reading this, it really hit in me. And the question I will ask you today is, how many missions of God have you aborted just because you find yourself having no more interest in that thing? How many relationships have we aborted? How many marriages have been broken just because one part find himself or herself that I'm not having no more interest in this? How many mission in our job place have we aborted just because we found ourselves no more comfortable in that company? I remember my spiritual mother. I really want to share this testimony because it's really aligned with this. She was working in a company, and she has so many challenges in that company. Really many challenges that everyone, you would just say, okay, it's good for me, I have to quit. Many challenges. And then one day when she was sharing something with me, I asked her, why are you still here with everything you are going through, with all those challenges? It's not like she was qualified. She had very good competencies. She has a very good professional background that if she applies in other companies, surely they will take her. And I asked her, why are you still here? And she told me something. She said, if I would have quit, then you would have not met me. and I would have not done the work of God I was supposed to do in your life. But one thing I forgot to say is that I met her in that job place. And she told me, if I would have quit some years ago, you would have not met me. And what God assigned me to do in your life, I would have not done it. So, if He's still keeping me here, even if it is uncomfortable for me, it means that there are other people that needs me in their lives here, and I have to stay, even if it's not comfortable for me. And this really hits me. And it's the same thing with Moses. Moses knew that he would not see the promised land, but he has to guide something that he was willing, because in the book of Deuteronomy, I forgot the chapter, he went again crying to God that, please, I want to see the promised land. Please forgive me, I want to see the promised land. And God warned him, telling him that don't come back again with that request. Go to the mountain and you will see the promised land to the other side of the Jordan. And Moses has to climb to the mountain to look to the promised land to the other side. He was not allowed to go there. But this didn't stop him to continue to guide the Israelites for them to enter in the promised land well equipped with everything they were supposed to know. So, how many friendships have you stopped? That friendship you have stopped just because you thought that, no, I'm not longer having my interest in it. That your marriage, that you're about to stop everything just because you think that I don't have no more interest. You don't know. Maybe God placed you there because He wants you to save the life of that man. He wants to save the life of that woman. Maybe you are in that friendship because God wants you to build something. God wants you to pass through you to do something in the life of that person. Maybe you are in this company just because God wants to use you to save someone in that company. God wants to use you to bless that activity so that maybe the manager of the company can understand that there is a God. But you are like, no, they talk bad to me, they don't respect me, they don't do this, they don't do that, so I have to quit. And sometimes you just not even quit. You make sure to blacklist the company when you are leaving. So I want you to go back and think before taking that decision to stop that relationship, before taking that decision to stop that action in the life of one person. Ask yourself, am I not in the mission in the life of the person? Am I not somebody God sent to do something in the life of that person? And I'm about to stop the mission just because I feel myself not comfortable, just because I'm thinking that I'm not gaining no more, I'm not gaining anything in that relationship. I'm not gaining anything in that job. I'm not gaining anything in that environment. Ask yourself before you quit, before you broke up, before you stop it. Ask yourself, am I in the mission? Is God sending me? Before you quit. It's not always about you. It's not always about what you are feeling. Remember, Apostle Paul said, if I live, I'm no longer living for myself. I live for Christ. So when you are a Christian, when we are children of God, we don't live our life for ourselves. We live our life to serve God. So make sure to not stop a mission of God in your life or stop a mission of God to bless someone just because you feel yourself uncomfortable. Thank you for listening to us. See you in our next video. Bye.